Oje, die Königin.
You can do this.
Und der kleine Kollege, den kenne ich noch aus den... Okay, wir bewegen uns auf unseren eventuellen Untergang zu. Denn ein falsches Wort in so einem Raum kann ganz schnell den Kopf kosten. Zumal auch noch das Leben unseres Hauses.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace?
Sieht echt genauso aus wie in den Filmen.
With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Jetzt geht's los. Oh.
I am honored, Your Grace.
Yet not honored enough to kneel, I see.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl.
Oh, die hat's auf
Is
uns
your
abgesagt.
family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is. The girl can speak for her house.
Yes, Your Grace. To the one true king.
The one true king. Yet she didn't say which. The girl is clever.
She only meant...
I don't care what she meant. I care what she said. I won't stand for impertinence from a girl of the North.
If you would give her the chance to explain...
Perhaps she can explain why the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark for centuries. A house of traitors.
They were our wardens. Ah, nein, 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 nein.
The girl is here to explain herself, yet says nothing.
My apologies, Your Grace. I'm sure it's just a momentary lapse.
Das war
Is
jetzt
your
nicht gut.
house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace.
Wir sagen da auf jeden Fall ja.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Our talent is unrivaled, Your Grace. Forrester Ironwood is highly sought after in the Seven Kingdoms.
So I'm told. It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
Okay.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the wall? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
We won't judge her.
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a point to
Displeased with
this,
your
I
answer.
hope you find it quickly.
Uh-oh.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question. Go on.
Wir sagen die Wahrheit, ist mir egal.
I must choose Marjorie, Your Grace. I serve at her pleasure.
Clearly your handmaiden does not have her priorities straight.
Egal.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
Oh, Gott sei Dank ist der Typ da, um uns
I'm not quite sure what to
zu
make
becken.
of her. Not surprising, I suppose, for a northern girl, but not very encouraging either.
Und sie sieht echt genauso aus wie in den Filmen. Die Frau,
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
die Königin von Sparta
Of course,
hat sie ja
Your
gespielt.
Grace.
Ich glaube, das ging so ziemlich voll daneben.
I'll walk you out.
Er hat uns ganz schön den
This may
Allerwertesten
come as a
gerettet.
surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport.
Ihn mag
Even then
ich.
he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you,
Mag ich.
Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
You were brave to declare your loyalty to Lady Marjorie. No doubt she was pleased, but Cersei,
Oh,
she
ja,
will
so.
not soon forget what you said. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining. But it certainly wasn't what Cersei was expecting.
I wasn't trying to please her.
I think that was clear to everyone.
Ja.
My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The Crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the Crown in this regard, not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the Crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous. In fact,
Oh, man.
forget I even suggested such a thing.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you?
Ich mag ihn, ich bin mit ihm.
I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival.
Wir sagen, dass wir uns
The
freuen, nie
mere
wiedersehen.
thought of them makes me thirsty already.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Er ist mir sympathisch. Der hat uns in dem Gespräch oft geholfen jetzt. Und auch jetzt hat er uns einen Ratschlag gegeben. Und die Königin haben ja mal voll vor den Karren gefahren. Keine Ahnung, ob es eine gute Idee war. Wir haben es aber eh schon am Anfang versaut. Da wollte ich es am Ende wirklich
Mira, I was worried.
mit unserer Lady da. Ist mir nicht noch weiter versauen. Denn sie brauchen wir ja für Hilfe für
Cersei has a way
Haus
of looking
Forrester.
at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But at least it's over now. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife,
He is quite handsome.
and quite passionate, from what I've heard.
Oh ja,
Perhaps
Girls
Lady
Talk.
Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well, which is more than you can say for his mother.
Das würde nicht
I'd
tun.
marry anyone if it helped my family.
Right. Of course. Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well? Sarah?
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful.
Ja, Frauen hatten schon immer ihren Einfluss.
Rather disappointed by your display, Mira.
Uh-oh.
I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Wir sind mit ihr.
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Ask her for help, don't ask her for help. Wir haben die Königin sauer gemacht. Wir haben uns so ziemlich in jeden Ärger eingehandelt, den wir haben können. Wir fragen nach Hilfe.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
Alter. Okay, komm. Ist nicht so gut, sie hier da zu lassen eigentlich.
Go on. Ask.
Komm, fragen wir direkt.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks. And now you would have me ask him to intervene? Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa.
Please, Lady Marjorie, I beg of you. I
Es
fear
geht
for my
diese Sarah.
family's safety.
Jetzt fällt uns die Sarah in den Rücken, hey.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
By the king.
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Oh je, ich glaube nicht, dass
Very
das die
well.
richtige war.
I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Sie wird's
Thank you,
machen.
my lady.
Oh, haben wir es
I will send a
durchgebracht.
raven to my family at once.
Jetzt sind wir aber ganz schön in der Kreide. Oh je. Jetzt haben wir uns so ziemlich mit allen verscherzt. zurück mit Garrett in der King's Road. Der arme Garrett, dem kann man wieder laufen halbwegs. Ich weiß nicht, was... Oh, was geht da? Das Pferd macht schon mal Reiß aus, toll. Boah, ich weiß echt nicht, was ich davon halten soll. Was gerade abging da bei der Königin. Dass Sarah da mitgehört hat. So viele Ereignisse. Alter, was geht da unten ab?
Let's play a little game, shall we? Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat?
Alter, wie krank sind die denn unterwegs? Den Typ kennen wir doch. Ich sag danke fürs Zusehen, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal.
For centuries, the Foresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors. You rely on your ironwood, that much is clear. It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do anything to prevent that from happening. Wouldn't you?